Peace. So today I wanted to do this video on Wei Wu. And Wei Wu is basically the art of non-action. And the art of non-action isn't so much of not doing anything, right? The art of non-action is knowing when to embrace making moves and also being still. Life, and specifically water, is a representation of ourselves because we ourselves are 75-80% water. And so when you're able to look at water, water flows, and whenever it comes across something, it will find its way through the grooves, it'll find its way through the holes, but it will do so seamlessly and in a very flowing state because it is confident in the element that it is. When we ourselves are confident in the element and all that we are, and we know when to act and not to act by observing situations, then we begin to be in a state of allowance, right? And sometimes this can be, for me, it has been like a very getting used to, because I come from, and the majority of us do, and sometimes we have to ask ourselves why we chose this experience and this simulation and this reality, because the US is all about doing, right? Work hard, grind, this and that. If you don't have a schedule, you're not being productive. It's just all do, which causes stress on ourselves because our soul and our spirit aren't in that being active all the time state, right? Sometimes your best solution is going to come from allowing yourself to just be still and allowing yourself to be in the observant mode, allowing yourself to view the simulation that you have for yourself and how to fine tune it through the mental state of your being. So oftentimes when we're doing, we're sending this message of force. And a lot of us will begin to experience chaos, whether you're forcing a relationship, whether you're forcing a business idea, whether you're forcing to try to get whatever it is in this materialistic world that you want for yourself. When it comes to forcing, you are going to have aspects of yourself that is going to create chaos, right? It's going to create chaos because you're not living through the integrity of yourself, which is majority of being still, right? The Wei Wu life of living, which is the non-action. Most of our doing should always be internal. Your visualization, your thought patterns, observing your energy, all of that is in the unseen realm of ourselves. And then that unseen realm will collect all of the data and all of the information that you have stored and that you're focusing on and that you have intentional focus on. And then it's going to bring in your reality so that you're going to be able to hold tangible, right? Non-action, and please don't get this misconstrued, non-action is not about not waking up, getting yourself together, and doing all of that. Non-action is about not always having to be a reactor towards everything, right? Sometimes we can become reactors towards everything. We want a reaction towards everything, whether our emotions get hurt, whether somebody says something that triggers a memory, whether it's just an experience that we're having, something that you see. We're very reactive beings. And I think our most powerful aspect of ourselves is being able to sit back and observe, feel that emotion that comes up, and ask yourself, why am I choosing to want to go off of what somebody just mentioned, off of this person and what I see them doing? Like, why do I feel the need to react towards this? Who is this? What is this in me? Is this even me? I think that's another thing too, is realizing that we have ancestral lineage flowing through our DNA, and some of the ways that they moved and things that they considered to be good for them in that moment in time may not necessarily be what we are in this moment of time. And some of that old ways and that old paradigm way of living and thinking can bring us into this current reality with some of, you know, that debris. And so you do have to sit back and ask yourself, is this me? Is this, you know, part of my lineage that I'm speaking from? You know, is this my past that I'm speaking from? Is this a narrative? Is this a program that I'm speaking from? You know, we are powerful beings, and if you're not observant to what it is that you are in this present moment, or all that you're choosing to want to be in this present moment, then, especially if you're constantly living in the past, you're not going to be able to allow things to move into your space more frequently, more with ease, less effort, because you're trying to live too much in the mind and not living more from your heart, right? The mind is a beautiful thing. However, it's a storyteller, right? It's a creator. It will create scenarios that haven't even existed yet, you know, and sometimes we get attached to those scenarios, which equate to self-sabotage. You know, this is why we second guess ourselves. We may not make the moves that we want to make because we're not working from that non-reactive state that is our, you know, domain. You know, we don't have to always be active. I think it's really about acknowledging, you know, where we're placing our energy, which is always going to show up. And then people that know me know that my life has just been very, very fucking fluid. Very fluid. Like it's just amazing to see the alchemist within myself, which is why I chose the name that I chose, because I am good at alchemizing my shit and making all of this shit tangible. If I focus on something and I want it, I'm gonna get it. And that is the mentality that I have. Do I second guess myself at times? Yes, of course I do, because I have this mentality. I have this mental, right? We all come with this mental. But is my mental in control, or is my Wei Wu, my non-action, my unseen realm of myself, the darkness of myself, more important? You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. That's what's important to me, is being able to, you know, work on aspects of myself that are keeping me away from allowing me to see the prosperity flow in my life, you know. And, you know, I am gonna also do another video about this, how having people in your energy field, you know, it can be detrimental if you allow it, because I feel, in my experience, I have just been extremely, sorry, somebody's walking in, she keeps looking over here, and I don't know if I'm talking too loud or what. I want to be extremely intentional with my life and how I'm creating my reality. And when we mix our energy fields with other people who may not be on that same vibe, which it may not be the same, but at least they're on that path of awareness and emotional intelligence, and taking accountability for their bullshit and taking accountability for their energy, then that's when there's a nice cohesive happening, right? You guys are able to create together. You guys are able to have this harmonious experience. And not to say that there's not going to be friction, because life is all about contrast. However, you're both able to step back and sit down and have conversations with each other about what each of us are going through, and then also creating a safe space for this person to be able to express what they're going through, or how is this affecting our relationship. You know, maybe you had a childhood situation that got triggered, you know, and you reacted, but now you're aware and you come and apologize and be like, listen, I know that was, you know, shit like that. It's emotional intelligence. It's grown people shit, right? And so yeah, Wei Wu is the art of non-action, and you know, it's from the Daoism or the Tao. And I think it's just a beautiful, and this video is a beautiful reminder that when you move today, don't move from your reactive self. Move from your intuition and that intuitive nature that's telling you, no, I don't want you to go left, I want you to go right. Go a different direction today. And the reason why I say to go a different direction today and choose a different path is because we have to learn how to get out of our robotic way of being, you know, and we wake up on the same side of the bed every day. The first thing that we do is get our phones. The first thing that we do is wanting to check to see what everybody else is doing in their lives. And we drive in the same way, going to work maybe. Like, try something different. Get used to doing things differently. Get yourself used to not always doing the same shit, because the more that you get yourself used to the unknown, then it makes it easier for you to want to dwell in the unknown. And a lot of us are scared of the unknown because it's not something that is tangible, that you can confirm that this does exist because I'm able to hold it, feel it, taste it, smell it, right? We're very sensed beings. We use our senses for a lot of things, which is what I consider our antennas of information. However, the majority of our power is in the unseen of things. It's the parts of you that are fearful to try something new, right? It's the part of you that when you begin to go into a direction and you feel that gut and you're feeling that it's making you uncomfortable, you have to move towards that. Because what's happening is that the mind is so programmed that it's scanning the room or scanning the environment for information that is here to confirm what you feel is true for your life. All right? So as it's scanning information, it's going to draw these experiences, these people, all of this shit to you, but it's going to be the same repetition. That's why people always say, I feel like I'm dating the same person but in a different body. Yeah, because your energy field and your mind are scanning the room for that same information. So, and it's bringing it to you. So that's why it's important to do things differently and begin to train the mind that instead of us always going left, we're going to go right. And that's just an example. But everything that you're used to doing that is on a very robotic, subconscious way of being, you have to be the one that takes the initiative every single day, because we are art, we are a work in progress. And it's not that we have to begin to learn anything because we are all knowing. It's just a matter of being able to lift the veil of the illusions and the deceptions and the manipulations that we've taken on that aren't allowing us to see our true potential. And so the work isn't about doing. It's about the questioning of why I'm doing this, in what manner am I doing this? Is this a programmed aspect of myself that is doing this? And is this my true nature? And most of the shit that you don't feel good about is not your true nature. And I feel like we're so intelligent within ourselves that, our inner being, our highest being is always going to be giving us those uncomfortable cues of, situations to make us realize that this is not the identity that you're supposed to be living in. Like, the shit is getting burned out. We need to remain in our most authentic selves, and I'm gonna have to make you fucking very uncomfortable until you figure that out, because obviously you're not volunteering yourself. I'm one of those people that will volunteer myself to be thrown in a fire and come out as a phoenix than to be dragged in that bitch and not know if I'm gonna come out as ashes or if I'm gonna come out as a phoenix. No, I will be more than happy to jump my ass in there, because from what my experience is, I've realized that when I don't honor the signals that come into my life, when I don't trust myself, when I don't see things for as they are, then that's when there's more chaotic situations, and that's when things don't flow into my life a lot easier. And not to say that things are not going to show up, but it just for me, I feel like it just slows the process down. So yeah, Wei Wu and Taoism, Dao, is all about non-action. And again, I want to reiterate, it's not about not doing, it's knowing when to do and when to be still, and when to trust that what you are doing and what you are being still in is cohesive, and it's a beautiful balance, a beautiful wholeness and balance within ourselves that you begin to trust over time, and yeah. So that's my jewel for the day. I've just been really sitting here getting my space together, and you know, it's been nice. It's going on 2 weeks now. Going from van life to here has been an adjustment, and I don't think we realize, and this is another thing, I don't think we realize how change and environments can take a toll on ourselves. And I had this big, I have a gym here, I'm gonna get myself together, da, 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 da. Yeah, that's great, but there's also this, again, being able to be still, know when to move, be gentle on my body, you know, allow the change to happen, you know, within me, and to accept this new experience without there being this, I have to do, I have to force this, I have to do this. You know, consistency is definitely important. Discipline is definitely important, and I swear by both of those, but that doesn't mean that you stress yourself out because of it. You know, again, that sweet spot of balance. All right, love you guys. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. And you guys know I always get back to your comments, and I appreciate you being present. And I just wish you guys wholeness and balance today. And remember that you are worthy of anything that you feel that you're worthy of. All right, peace.